Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys, how y'all doing today? So, I'm laughing because every time I try to make this call, somebody would call. The phone drop a couple of times in my lap. I'm sitting in the garage trying to make this call and make this video before I go out. I just got this in the mail. It came while I was gone. I ordered this with points. So you guys need to get credit cards that have points, and you can get stuff sometimes. It's kind of like cashback, right? But welcome to the video. It's Saturday. I'm back in Atlanta. I'm sitting in my garage. You guys can see through my glasses the outside, and you can see the stuff to my left hand side here. I'm sitting in the garage. I'm just happy to be back in Atlanta. As you guys know, I make videos about finance and retirement and stuff like that. So today's video is, what is your number? This is the video for today, right? So when I say what is your number, is what is your retirement number, right? When you planning for retirement, one of the main thing is having that number. So I have friends who were in the Navy, in the Air Force, that retired. They're getting money from the government, right? $20,000, $30,000 a month, whatever, they're getting it every month. So now those guys, most of those guys, they live outside the U.S. They live in the DR, Dominican Republic. They live in Panama. They live in Colombia. They live in different places where that 30 grand a year go a very long way, and they live a decent life where they don't have to worry about anything, right? But if you want to live in the U.S., I do have friends also retired that live in the U.S. that have to work another job because, of course, the money they get in retirement from the government, the military, is not enough for them to retire off of. So what is your retirement number? So take for instance, right? You need $10,000 a month to live in the U.S. To live a good life, have 1 or 2 cars, have a nice house, be able to go out to eat, be able to travel, be able to take care of your girlfriend, your kids, whatever. You need about 10 grand, right? The standard thing would say, oh, you need to have $2-3 million in your account to retire. But that is not true. So let's say you're making $12,000 a month. After taxes, right? You're probably gonna end up with about somewhere around 8,000, something like that a month. I'm doing it top of my head, so don't come for me, okay? 8,000 a month. But if you were living off of qualified dividends, you don't have to pay any taxes on anything under $40,000 a year, right? Qualified dividends, right? You don't have to pay for anything under, I think it's 45,000 or 40,000 a year. The number is somewhere in that range. But we can make it, let's say 50,000. Doesn't matter. $50,000 a year. You don't have to pay taxes on qualified dividends, right? So you don't have to go to work. You don't have to answer to no boss. You can do what you want to do. For me, I love cutting lawn. I love to cut the grass. That's my relax. That's my realization. That really relaxes me. I don't think about nothing. I can cut my grass every 3 or 4 days. I cut it 3 times a week, to be exact. I cut it 3 times a week because that relaxes me. When I'm up there cutting grass, I don't think about nothing. So when I retire, I'll probably go cut my neighbor grass. I mean, they might have to pay me for it, but I will enjoy doing that because it's something that I love to do, right? So some people say they're retired, they don't have nothing to do, they're bored, so they go back to work. Yes, that's understandable because you're used to being around people. But back to the point is, what is your retirement number? When do you want to retire? So guys say, oh, Edwin, I want to retire, but I don't know what I have. You cannot rely on Social Security, right? And Social Security, they just raised the bar, I think, to 62 years old. I think you have to be now to get early retirement, or 64, because people are living longer. The modern medicine has changed. Technology has changed. People are living longer. Do you want to work until you're 72 years old and you be that guy at Walmart? I dread that. That's one of my my nightmares. I have dreams about that stuff, and it scared the crap out of me. I don't want to be that old guy at Walmart greeting people, whether it's because I'm bored at home or because I need money. I don't want to be that, right? I'd rather be somewhere else on a beach, relaxing, looking at beautiful young women, you know, drinking my mango with no alcohol because I don't drink, you know, and chilling, than to be here where I got to worry about every little thing. Now, don't get me wrong. Life is not perfect outside the U.S., but you can live a lot better with a lot less and have less stress on a daily basis. I'm telling you guys, my expenses in Colombia, right? I have 2 apartments in Colombia. One I own and one I rent. The one I own is on Airbnb, right? That apartment generate average between $1,500 to $3,000 a month. Some months are better than others, but on average, it generates about $2,000 a month. Now, that $2,000 a month that apartment generates, that's enough to pay for light, water, gas, to pay for my on-site manager, to pay for cleaning, to pay for when stuff breaks. And that's enough to cover my apartment in Colombia also, right? That's enough to pay for that, light, water, gas, and rent for my apartment that I have in Colombia, and cover food expenses for the house. And we still have money left over on that $2,000, right? We might have spent anywhere from $150 to $200 a month in the supermarket. And then everything else, we go to the farmer's market to get our meat, chicken, and other stuff, right? Oxtail, for example, oxtail, we got a big ass oxtail from the farmer's market, and that sucker was long, the whole oxtail, right? And that was less than $20 for the whole tail. Now that whole thing over here, that would be probably $400 or $500, if not more, because like I said, it was a whole tail. We ate there for almost a week because, you know, we cook it. That was her first time having it with the kids. That was the first time having it, but they loved it. And you know, I don't go every day because I don't want to be like, oh, there's a gringo that raised the price for oxtail, you know. But those are some of the simple things, right? There's other things that are more difficult, more challenging. Of course, there's challenges, but that gives you something to do. You know, it's not perfect all the way around, but you don't have to stress about money because the little bit that you're gonna make gonna cover what you need. Now, I've been trying to make this video. I have 3. This is the 4th time I'm trying to make this video, and every time I try to make the video, I get a call. My phone fell. The guy called me from Mexico about a place that I was inquiring about buying. So it's just a bunch of stuff going on. But like I said, I don't make this video to brag. I make this video to let you guys know, hey, I started this thing 4 years ago, right? 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years now. 4 years ago, I started this around COVID because I was like, you know what? I don't want to go to another term like this, like COVID, and have to depend on a job because it cut my income, right? So my financial number, my FIRE number, initially was $60,000 a year, right? That was my initial FIRE number, because once you're married, you can go up to double, which is, I think it's like $80-some thousand for couples, where you don't have to pay taxes, right? Now, when you live outside the country, you get a benefit as an expat where you don't have to pay taxes either, right? You get a lot of different benefits. So anything you make over, I think it's $123,000 a year, anything you make over $123,000 per person, you don't have to pay taxes on. So all my dividend that I'm gonna get when I'm living outside the U.S., technically I don't have to pay taxes on those because I'm an expat, right? So that's another thing. But now, my goal was like $50,000-$60,000 a year. I'm already at that goal because I go on, more passive with higher yield. But I don't need that much to live in Colombia. I can live in Colombia good with $12,000 a year. With what I have coming from my investment there, my investment here, and that's property I bought 20 years ago. That's still making money today, which I'm ready to get rid of, because at this point I can put that money into the market and triple that money within the next 3 years or shorter. So what is your number? What is your retirement number? And don't let people say, oh man, there's people that work hard all their life, and then once they retired, within 6 months they died because they don't have nothing else to do. They don't have that will to live for whatever reason. They die, or they've been sick, but that sickness really don't catch up with them until they retire. So you got to have a why. When you retire, what else you gonna do other than traveling, meeting women, and doing other stuff? Which is good if you're single. If you marry and have kids, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna take your kids with you and homeschool the kids and live where you want to live? My goal when I retire, I don't want to live in only Colombia. I want to go to different places and spend time there, because I can afford to do it based on the cost of living in those places, right? What, I'm gonna go rent a villa for 3 months and stay there and take our nanny with us, or whatever we go. If that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do. So my kids can have their life, because daddy want to retire early, so the kids retire too. And they can understand, when I get old enough, maybe I want the life my daddy is living. Maybe I want to be that dad, be able to live anywhere I want and do, get that right career that will offer them the opportunity. But with this, see, my financial journey, that will make it easy for them to say, okay, you know what, dad did that, and he was able to do this. So why don't we do the same thing, right? So we can be able to live the life that we want, whether you have children or not. Money don't bring you happiness, but it can make it a lot easier to be happy. So subscribe to the channel, like, share the content, and you have to know what your number is, right? And it's easy way to know your number. You look at all your bills that you have, everything that you pay now, right? You look at all of that, and then they say you multiply that by 2021, right? And that will give you your your number. On the other hand, I don't care about that. I might be saying it backwards or wrong, but on the other hand, I don't care about that multiplication number, because you can have a fire number, but that's what people who buy stuff to sell, right? People who buy stocks to sell, they use the 4% rule, right? The 4% rule is you amass that number that you need to retire, you retire, and then every year you sell 4% of your portfolio to pay for your living. On the other hand, I don't care about that. I do dividend. Dividend is a little slower, but now with all the high yield dividend, it make it faster, because you can pay more into your good stuff, as you get the income. So I don't have to sell nothing. So if I don't have to sell nothing, that 4% rule really don't apply to me, right? There's somebody else who have to sell something to live off of. On the other hand, I don't have to sell anything. So that rule really don't apply to me, right? If I don't have to sell nothing, the rule does not apply to me. So if I need 40,000 and I'm single, 45,000 a year, and I don't have to pay no taxes on that, when I go overseas, even if the dividend is not, they're non-qualified, and I go live overseas, I still don't have to pay taxes on that money, because guess what? As an expat, anything I make up to $125,000, I don't have to pay any taxes on that. Now, like I said, the number might be off a couple of thousand, but you guys get the point. When you move outside the country, and you still have to file taxes wherever you move outside the country, but because of the income you got coming in, America still want to know that you're making money, and you can file taxes, but you don't have to pay anything back. Now, that's a win-win situation. You know, that's a win-win. So, but you have to start, right? Like I said, initially my fire number was 40, I think it was like 45,000. And then I raised it up to 65,000 to 60,000. And now I'm like, well, the sky is the limit, right? I can match that my fire number with the minimum amount of money that you have to make as an expat, where you don't have to pay taxes, which is $125,000 a year. So, and I can accomplish this probably by next year this time, or in the next couple of years, I can accomplish this. And I still be working, because my job allows me to work from anywhere in the world. So I'll still be working if I have that job. If I don't have that job, I might be working another job. If not, I don't have to. I just focus on what I got going on now that's going to keep me busy. And you guys know, doing these YouTube videos is time consuming. It takes time to sit there and make the videos. Now, I'm trying to keep up my one video a day, which has been tough some days, but sometimes I upload a video late. Like yesterday, I uploaded a video this morning because I had to travel yesterday. And by the time I got home, I did the video, was too late. But it's one of those things, right? I made a promise that I want to upload a video a day. So that's what it is. So remember, guys, what is your number? What is your fire number? Your financial independent retire early number. Now, you don't have to get financial independent retired. You can just do the FI part. You can just be financially independent and still work because you love your job, or love what you're doing, or you're a business owner. You can just have that money just in case you need it. You can go back and say, well, I still got $5,000 a month coming in from something I built, something I invested in. It's like a business, right? You open a business, you make money through that business, but you have to service other people. This is not, you're not servicing people. You're servicing your own money. And it's not as difficult as people make it to be. You're servicing your own money that in return making you money. You're not losing 8, 9, 10 hours a day out trying to make money. Okay, guys, so I'm going to cut the video here. I'm about to go get my car washed. I haven't washed this car since I got it almost a month now, so it's terrible. I'm bad about washing my cars. So I'm about to go get this car washed, and then we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, ask your questions, come up with some ideas for how to make some videos, and we'll go from there. Okay, have a blessed day, guys. I love you guys, and keep on trucking, right? I'm not in the trucking business, but I say keep on trucking. Keep on doing what you do.